Diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content on info@millenniumnews24.com. Download the Millennium News 24 app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Stay tuned with Millennium TV and Millennium News 24 for the latest updates.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your new American perspective for this week on Power Wednesday. I'm your host, Jineea Butler, and this is my co-host,
A.B. Butler. Back in the game in the tape.
Back in the game. He back in the game.
Well,
where are you coming from across the world? Tap in, leave us a comment, comment, and share, subscribe with us. We're getting bigger as the day, but let's get into what you want to talk about, what we want to talk about. We want to do a little G check in the day.
Yes, we do.
We want to check some G, and we might be in your town looking and checking for you. So when you see us, know we are coming to check your G, and hopefully you'll get a G check. Now, that's not guaranteed now.
Oh, they gonna always get a G check. You ain't gotta worry about that one.
Okay, G check could be good or bad. And so let's talk about what's happening this week in America, because we don't know necessarily what's going on except Putin out in the out over there tripping out with the Chinese. They have teamed up, Putin and the Chinese and I don't know how you say his name, but Putin and the president of China. They have teamed up, and now they're like the world superpower out there. Okay,
that's just like us.
Yeah. It's just like us, Butler gang. That's what they're doing. They're ganging up out there. So we have to be careful because the people of our generation, they may want to use nuclear weapons. We grew up on the thought that never nuclear weapons. Now they're ready to send out nuclear, and people's skin and bodies going to be acting crazy. We do not need a nuclear war. Putin, please, okay?
This is a G check.
That's a G check.
They're acting that way anyway right now.
So you know our main man, Donald J. Trump, President Donald J. Trump, is up to his antics over at the White House. Ooh. So they have shifted from Epstein, from Puffy, to now sending the National Guard into Washington, D.C. Okay, but here's the good part. The mayor of Washington, D.C. is like, bring some more. So she just signed an order aligning with Trump.
She want that attention.
She wants the attention, or does she want to clean up DC?
No, she just want that attention.
What's the attention that she's going to get? She's crossing the Democratic lines. So all the Democratic people are now going to say, get out of here, Mayor Browser, because you crossed over like Mayor Adams did. Now look what happened to Mayor Adams in New York once he went and had that conversation with Trump. Now people are saying to her, they're saying, listen, I don't know why you're aligning with this fool. She's saying, listen, the extra help is helping clean up our cities. Why don't we want that?
Well, first of all, G-Check, you got to get rid of all the dirty cops, the ones that out here doing dirt. Second of all, let them do their job. Inmates, convicts, the people on the street, stop doing the police job. They're not doing their job. They paying dudes to bring dudes down, snitch on them, and do everything else. Now, if they do their job, the National Guards wouldn't have to come in there because they being lazy, laid back, letting, when they ready to bring somebody in, they go get their informant, send them in there to do their job, and they still get paid. So we don't need the National Guard. And shout out to my town, DC, Southeast, Good Oak Road, Butler Gardens.
I guess that was a G check.
It was a definitely G check.
Again, we have to look at America as how we going to make it great if our kids are killing each other.
Well,
Okay, so do our kids have to be casualties of war in their own communities every day? There was 54 shot in Chicago over Labor Day weekend. A few people died. Is that okay?
this is a G check. Like I tell people this all day long. If you wasn't standing there when they pulled that trigger, you don't know who's pulling the trigger. Let's be real. We so caught up on what we hear now on Millennium TV, but we gonna keep it G out. So I'm saying is we don't know who's shooting. The cops is so dirty right now. The cops could be doing that and saying, "Oh, let's need a body to lock them up. Do this. This person do that." When they can't find the bodies because it's a lot of, and we don't really on other channels don't really want to be 100 G checking stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of dirty cops out here. If you're not there seeing these young kids shooting one another, we just going on once again. The
We
police
can't ignore this.
No, we not ignoring it. But at the end of the day, we don't know who's pulling the trigger.
Okay, but so let's figure it out. So the National Guard gets to oversee the police as well. So now we can weed these people out because the National Guard is trained better than your cop, who is probably scared on the job, walking the beat, and why so many young black kids get killed by cops because of fear. The hip hop dilemma, the common, distasteful, physical, emotional, or mental trauma people experience. So when a cop sees you and they think that you fit the build and they stereotype you, which is all wrong, right? This is all wrong to be biased about it. But when a cop sees you, stereotypes you, and feels like this is somebody I should pull my pistol out on, right? Now there's a problem. And that is the hip hop dilemma, the urban dilemma, however you want to put it. It's a dilemma because people see us and they automatically assume that there's something bad going on versus automatically assuming that there's something right going on. So what we have done is we created the campaign, I am a citizen of the United States of America. So you need to treat me as such. And so we need people to treat us a different way. So what I'm nervous about here is as the National Guard comes in and goes in DC, and it's working now. They're saying the numbers are good. That's why the mayor is jumping on. There's less crime, less killings, less everything. Okay, it's working. So now, once that happens, we need to prepare our kids. We need to not prepare our kids to fight. We need to prepare our kids to focus on school. We are now going to be the smartest in the world, young people, okay? Let me tell you this right now. We are going to be the smartest in the world. And that's got to be a decision that we make. And that's a G check because we need to focus not on that they're sending a National Guard in. We need to focus on making sure that our kids don't get swept up with them.
This is a G check, right? You got this new way kids. I mean, not the new ways. You got these kids out here. The parents got to work. The father, the government locks them up. The mother's home working. Who's taking care of the kid, right? So when you look at that, these kids they do what they want because they don't have nobody in the house to watch them and teach them the right way. Now, when the mother is out here working to pay the bills, because as we see, G-check, the government keep raising everything else except payment. They don't want to pay you. They want everybody to struggle, except shout out Donald Trump. He want to lace his pockets and the rest of them. So now the parents is scared of the kids. So now it's out of hands. So we got to correct all of that. We got to, first of all, have the parents get the respect back from their kids.
And how is the government going to do that?
listen, stop locking the black man up, the brown man up. And I'm not even gonna say that. Stop locking the people up. You know, I'm tired of we keep saying black person, white person, Chinese person. Nah, we human beings. That's a G check.
That's a G check. And I believe that it's putting the cart before the horse before the cart. Whatever. I believe that it all has to work congruently together so that, okay, the president, he's sending the National Guard and now he's ready to go to Chicago. Now, the Chicago mayor, unlike the DC mayor, the Chicago mayor is pushing back. And so he's trying to make sure. Now, look, this is where in Chicago, that's where they told me that the police were shooting the people, right? One of the GDs told me that, listen,
Shout
I think
out
the
to
cops
GDs.
are shooting the people, okay? Because, you know, they let me know, my people.
That's a
So
G check.
that's a G check. So now, for some reason, because I think that we should welcome this, if we're going to say, and I think we should have put a plan in place, okay? I think there needs to be a plan to go along with you're cleaning up these neighborhoods. Because like you're saying, if there's no jobs, and if there's no money, and nobody can get movement, and you're coming in bringing the National Guard, then what's going to happen to the people? The people don't have a choice, and you're pushing them into the corner to push them into jail. We don't want that. You need to fix up what your half is too, and hire people that, you know, have backgrounds that you might not want.
Just a G check, right? We could fix everybody else's country and go in there and go into somebody else's country and mind their business. We can't even take care of our own country. And then we got the people that you sleep in every city sleeping on the street for this quote unquote America dream. The dream became a nightmare because the nightmare is they sleeping on the street. So how are we going to fix something? We could go to somebody else's country and fix they problem, but why we can't fix ours? You know what I mean? So we could sit on here and talk about we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that. We worried about Putin and China. We should be worried about our country, Donald Trump, real talk. Stop worrying about everybody else's country. Stop being selfish and fix their own country over here.
Well, that's what he's doing.
He's really not doing that.
That's a G check because that's what he's doing. He's
not
sending
doing that.
in the National Guard to do the job.
Wow.
Can he go out physically and do it himself? No. So you got to use the resources that you have. But what I'm saying is they need to put a plan in place.
G-check. Why you want to put the National Guard? I thought the National Guards would go to other country and take
no,
care
it's
of that.
national. It's here. So it's here in this country.
Yeah.
The people that support this country so they don't go out. It's the National Guard.
But hold up. The National Guard ain't no different than the military, no different than these
part
dirty,
of the military.
They no different than these dirty cops out here. Let's be real.
That's not true. They don't have the same jobs. The National Guard doesn't have the same job. They don't go into hoods and communities and stuff. But what I am worried about, we're going to take a break in a second, but what I am worried about is the fact that everything feels like you're busting into people's houses, you're going to look for guns, and it feels like martial law. Right,
exactly.
And it is maybe a form of it.
G-check. It feel like, come on, cut the mustard. Yeah, listen, check this out. You see this G-check game right here? I tell you, game. Everything is a G, but it's game. It feel like martial. Come on, we already know what
it feels like. It
Trump. We know what that other side trying to do. You get where I'm coming from? People, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to always be a G-check real thing, right? You really need to open your eyes to see, look, get in a corner and look, and you'll see what's really going on.
And what's that?
Exactly. Pay attention. That's a G check.
So okay with his G check. I'm saying that we need a plan. We need to warn the communities. Let's not play with this. Okay? Because this is not the time to play with this. Let's use this time to get right. We're almost where we need to be. Now we need these young kids focused on what we're going to do. So we need a plan. That's not the plan for us. They can't plan that for us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the New American Perspective, checking your G and G checking situations right here on Millennium News 24 with my co-partner here,
A.B. Butler, Mr. Global.
And we are
Back.
and we are back. And we are back. That was Muhammad Noor giving us a 1-2, giving us the G check of the day.
I ain't gonna give us a G check.
Well, that's what he was saying. Let me check your G. He came in. He came in. So now look. So we're talking about Trump sending in the National Guard to Washington, D.C., sending in a guard to now Chicago. Now, Chicago, if you don't want the National Guard to come there, let's figure out who's shooting who. Okay? Because 54 people shot is not okay. And we cannot sit back and act like 54 people shot over the weekend is okay. Even here in New York, right? You had the West Indian Day Parade. Shout out to all the West Indians in New York. I'm sure that it was a great time during the Parkway. It looked great. Shout out to Andrew Maloney, the chairman of the West Indian Day Parade. You did a wonderful job, sir. But then you've got people after the parade going to go shoot some people up and you have flying bullets everywhere. We cannot do that, people. It doesn't make any sense right now to put yourself in jail and put yourself in a position where there's cameras everywhere you look. I don't get it. Tell me about it.
It's a G check. You know, listen. The government got a lot of crash dummies out here. We don't know. The police tell them, pay them to do this. We don't know. It's so much going. It's so much dirt going on. We don't know what's going on. Like I say, if you're not there seeing it yourself, we don't know who's playing.
It doesn't matter. We have to get our kids. We have to save our kids. So you can't make excuses.
We need to save our kids.
Even if it's the cops. We need to save our kids from the cops. But what I'm saying is that
that's
you can't
keep saying.
You can't keep G-checking the scenario and saying that we don't play a part in it.
No, that's why I G-check it, because I'm giving them, I'm waking them up to see what's going on. People be sleeping. They so busy on their phone, texting, walking, ain't paying no attention. So you got to wake them up. That's first of all, we got to really what we got to do is get back to communicating with one another and put these phones away and start going back out, talking to the people. That's a G check.
We do have to talk to the people. I agree. That is a G check because I feel right now we're talking over everybody's heads. Okay. I feel like, everybody's saying, oh, we're going to send in the National Guard to go clean up the streets. Clean up the streets for who? Did you even tell the kids? Did you even tell the people? Listen, we want you to stop doing this crime. Can we start there? You said go to the community and talk to the people.
Yeah.
What else are we supposed to say? Can we listen, young people? Listen, people, stop doing the crime. Now, 1-800 Butler Gang, hit us up.
Exactly.
Okay? And if you need a job, if you need whatever you need, let us help you get into the right direction. But let's figure out how to get off these streets, stay off these streets, and let the people go. Because now who else has a problem is the immigrants that have come into the country. Okay, so any immigrant right now on Section 8, right? So if you snuck in the country and they gave you Section 8 and somehow you got Section 8, guess what?
What?
Guess what?
It's a G-check.
It's a G-check. What's happening? You know Trump is coming to revoke it and you're out of there. So now they've got a reason to raid homes. So I heard that you was the immigrant and I heard that the immigrant lives at this address. Guess what?
They're coming. They're
coming for you. So now I can't stop thinking that like this feels a little cringy to me because I have post-traumatic stress over the bounty hunters that used to come get slaves in the day. Now, I was never a slave.
Listen,
thank God. But I still have remnants and feelings of it. And I feel like that's what ICE is doing around the country. Another form of just rounding everybody up. Because back in the day when we were slaves, if you didn't have your papers,
so I can't speak on
but
that.
if you didn't have your papers,
go ahead, I'm listening.
Some bounty hunters could come snatch you up. Django Unchained.
Exactly.
Okay, if anybody's seen Django, that was pretty much what it was about. The bounty hunters can come snatch you up and take you back to your plantation. That's kind of what's happening now with ICE. ICE is now saying you can't hide.
We coming to get you.
Now, is this right or wrong? That's the G-check. Is this right or wrong? You came into the country illegally. So you knew what you were up against, correct? You knew that this might happen. But what they were looking for is they were looking for the Democratic compassion, right? The compassion the Democrats feel. Open the border, let all these people in. I think that is totally wrong. I think the Democrats totally use these people and now can't do anything about it, even if they want to help, right? Even if they want to help, they can't help because Trump's America is sweeping them out and sending you 10 years back because then he's not letting you in. So the only thing you can do is take $1,500 and self-deport, and then they'll bring you to the front of the line.
That's
for
game.
your what
Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Yo, they telling you when you go get your license and something, listen, that line is crazy and you don't want to stand on that line. That's a G-check. That's all game. Don't believe all that. Get them $1,500 and they going to put you on the front of the line and they going to think about letting you in. People, take a chance.
Now, under Trump's one big beautiful bill, right?
So
the bill that just got passed, right? The one big beautiful bill. Congressman Hakeem Jeffries calls it one big ugly bill.
Exactly.
So now, under this big beautiful, big ugly, whatever you call it, it is your perspective and your prerogative. Shout out to Bobby Brown. And so now under that, there are work requirements to get your SNAP benefits, to get your food stamps. Anybody under 55. Now,
watch
you'll be
him
okay.
out. Watch him out. That's a G-check.
That's a G-check.
This is a G-check.
Wait a minute.
She trying to say, yeah, I'm 61 and I look good. I look good. Yeah,
I didn't say anything. That's called a G-check, right?
That's a G-check.
You don't even got to check that G.
Yeah.
So anybody under 55 and you get food stamps, you have to now work or volunteer for at least 20 hours or make at least $217 a week to get the food stamps. Now, this was in place before, so that's not, a big thing, and you had people working. My thing is, if you got to work to be on food stamps, you might as well go ahead and get you a regular job and go ahead and get off those food stamps. And I think that our people need to do that. Trump wants to push for 2 years in Section 8 housing. And I think, whoa, because where are you pushing these people to? These people have been in Section 8 forever. Again,
I pledge allegiance to the flag. Yeah. It's a G check. All this is game.
Game?
Yeah, it's a game. This
So
man,
you think
this man playing a mean game against the American people that been living here their whole life. Then now all of a sudden, this is like, let me tell you, people, it's a G check. This is just like when you got kids that got bullied in school. Now you're a cop, you're a governor, you're the mayor, you this and that. So you just taking advantage of the power that you never had. And that's what's going on right now at the White House with some of the police officers, some of the government, the judges, the prosecutors. Yo, it's so crazy where this is what's going on. And that's why I say, people, we got to stop hating on one another, appreciate one another, and look out for one another, because nobody gonna do it but us. And then sometimes us ain't gonna do it for nobody, even though they got it. And that's a G check.
That's a G check. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. And again, I think that we should be focused on telling the kids. I want everybody to find a young person that's in the hood and say, how can I help you, young man? Is that okay?
Young lady, how can I help you?
Thank you.
That's a G check.
That's a G check. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's how we can change the game. Because now we know that, if we're in enemy territory and we're being attacked, we've got to stick together. There's nothing else that we can do about it, right? This is where we're at. Okay? All of us, there's more of us than of them. And by the way, there was a map that went out recently, and it showed where all the Black people are in America, and we are largely East Coast. Like, we're all the way down the East Coast to Florida, and basically the rest of the country, and I'll put the map up, but the rest of the country is just bare as far as Black people. And so we need to spread out too. We don't die, that? We multiply.
G-check, do y'all believe that? Because every time I'm on the road, when I was on the road, every city I was in, and I see a lot of Black people.
No, it looks like a lot of Black people because we're in areas. See, this is what the thing is. So this is what I want you to do, and report back to us. What I want you to do is I want you to look around, right? So we see these Black communities, right? Even in New York, right? If you look in New York, the condensed groups of Black people are where? They're in the projects. Okay? They're in the projects. It's a fact.
Shout out to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the 5 boroughs. If you're outside Mount Vernon and Westchester, your family did a little well. And you can get a little house and have a house on the prairie and all that kind of stuff, Mr. G Check over here. But most of the people in New York City grew up in public housing. And there's people that live outside of that, but the majority in the concentrated groups are there. And so I say that to say a lot of things, right? Listen. Why is that? Why are we in certain areas? And so you got your Section 8, and this is another reason why we need to get out of Section 8, because you got your Section 8. So they give you designated places to live, like the projects, which is fine, right? But now they know where we are. Now if something happens, now if they want to kill us, we're all in the same spot, okay? If you look downtown Brooklyn, Fort Greene area, you will see how they made big buildings around the projects. But if y'all act up in the projects, we can contain you from getting to these white people. And we have to stop allowing that to happen to us. That means that we have to look within ourselves, have a plan, and carry out a plan for ourselves. And that is a G-check, sir.
Let me G-check this too. It's a lot of white people in the projects. It's a lot of white people that live in property in Brooklyn. it's a lot. You know,
there's a whole project.
But you know what it is?
Jewish people.
You know the problem is, and this is a G check. It's like, it's just like people focus on black people, and I wanted to come back to this because I don't mean to stop saying what I'm saying. It just eating me up, right? Trump bringing National Guards in the black community to stop the killing. But let me say this. They doing all this, and then you got the little white kids mad because they not getting attention. So what they go do? Shoot up a church, go shoot up schools, and then they talk like, oh, he had a little mental illness problem. But every time a black dude do something, the first thing the news reporters bring up, oh, he had a record. What do that mean? And I really, and I'm glad I'm on this. What do that mean that he got a record? What that record got to do? He did his time. Why keep bringing up what he did back then? He paid for that. And that's why the government, y'all keep bringing up our record. Y'all take everything away from us. You'll take the cars, the houses, the money. Then you'll give us football numbers, elephant numbers, and then you bring us back, and y'all don't want to give us the right situations to get a great job because y'all do what y'all do. Yo, shout out to Trump with 34 felonies.
And we're going to take a break here on Millennium News 24 with the New American Perspective and your weekly G-Check. We'll be right back on Millennium News 24.
Shout out to Trump.
Join me, Jineea, Butler, for the New American Perspective every Wednesday at 12 noon for an in-depth look of education, politics, economics, and entertainment from Republican and conservative views. The first of its kind on the Millennium News 24 and the Millennium TV 24 network. We will conceptualize and debate the rights and wrongs of the society, and together we will build the New American Perspective and share it with the rest of the world. You can tune in on all iOS and Android platforms, branded smart TVs, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. If you're around the world, Horizon Satellite. If you're in Europe or Australia, the Sky Network. Tune in to MillenniumNews24.com or Millennium TV 24.com. All social media, Millennium News 24. We're live and have the podcast at the same time. I am a citizen, and this is our perspective. Join me, Jineea, for the New American Perspective every Wednesday at 12 noon for an in-depth look of education, politics, economics, and entertainment from Republican and conservative views. The first of its kind on the Millennium News 24 and the Millennium TV 24 network. We will conceptualize and debate the rights and wrongs of the society, and together we will build the New American Perspective and share it with the rest of the world. You can tune in on all iOS and Android platforms, branded smart TVs, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. If you're around the world, Horizon Satellite. If you're in Europe or Australia, the Sky Network. Tune in to MillenniumNews24.com or Millennium TV 24.com. all social media, Millennium News 24. We're live and have the podcast at the same time. I am a citizen, and this is our perspective.
And we are back here on Millennium News 24 with your new American perspective and your G-Check for the week. Now, we've been hot, so if you're just tuning in right now, make sure you go back, check us out from the beginning, leave us some comments so we know, that you hear us out here. So, we just talked about Trump, National Guard, Chicago, National Guard, D.C., Mayor Browser, she likes it.
But I wasn't finished because we went to commercial. That's
G-check. G-check.
Yeah, let me G-check.
So go ahead, since you wasn't finished.
I wasn't finished. So what I was saying is, you got the little white kids shooting up the schools, they parents and all that. They make plenty of excuses for these kids. But at the end of the day, you want to bring National Guards in the black community, but why? Every time you turn around, it's a shooting at a elementary school, high school. Why not put National Guards around these churches in high school? But y'all not focused on that. Y'all let that pop on the news twice out of, might be on there twice and that's it. But anything, somebody that is black and brown, y'all run that to the ground. So like I say, this is a G-check. If you're going to do it right. Do it equally. Not just focus on us like we the bad ones. Y'all know different than us. And that's a G-check.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that as a sufficient G-check. And yes, they have issues too. But right now, our kids, listen, they might go in, shoot up 30 in one day. Our kids is shooting up.
No, they ain't shooting one day. We just don't hear about
one day. I'm saying they might go into, you saying as a mass shooting, they might go in there, they have, their little feelings, and they got their little feelings hurt, and then they run up in there. And let me say this, all of the mass shooters, the last group of mass shooters have been transgender. So now they're trying to look and see that there's something in the juice. The juice that they're getting, because they're getting juice, right?
Shout out to the Twinkies.
So they're saying the Twinkies.
Yeah.
They're saying that it may be in the juice. And if you didn't also see Snoop Dogg, they done ran down on him. So Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg says
gin and juice.
Snoop Dogg was in the movie with his grandson, and a woman had said, "Oh, I just had a baby with my wife." So his grandbaby said, rightfully so, "How did she have a baby with another woman?" And he said, "I don't know, just watch the movie." And so Snoop didn't know what to say to his grandbaby. So he told the story, and then they ran on him like, you need to be more sensitive. You need to teach these kids what's going on and how two women have a baby. How do two women have a baby?
You want me to G-check that, or you want me to keep my mouth shut?
It's a G-check. This is a G-check, isn't it?
Listen. I'm just going to pass that on to you because you're a woman. That's a G-check.
Well,
that's just like asking me how two men have a baby. Exactly.
Well, these are the questions that the kids are asking.
Well, they should tell them the truth.
So what Snoop said, he said, teach me what I need to know on how it's said, because he doesn't need another hit after getting hit behind this Donald Trump piece. And so Snoop said, okay. I can't take no more. Just teach me what I'm supposed to tell my grandbaby about the two women having a baby. So who's really being insensitive, though? Because I feel like, coming from my era, and I feel like this is why people have to pass on, because we're not going to be able to stomach everything that they do now. right? And so I can't take it. They're doing their thing, right? And so I got to be LGBTQ plus, and there's a bunch of other little names and stuff like that. And so now I have to be fluid with my conversation. I've got to use pronouns. Yes, this is too much for us, right?
Shout out to Donald Trump for signing that bill.
Yeah, so no, Donald Trump said, "Nah, we're not doing it.
No,
not on my watch." So I just think that we have to be sensitive to both sides.
No, we are. Shout out to my cousin Candace. She got her and her wife got a baby. You know what I mean? That's my little cousin. But at the end of the day, it's like you can't. It's nothing to talk about because I know my cousin is a female, and I know her cousin is a girl.
Well, how did they have a baby?
Well, what they did was, it's just like you ask them which one is the girl, which one is the man, right? So they turn around and say, okay, you the girl, let's go get some eggs from somebody and shoot it in there, and then the eggs become a baby from the female. So that's how it happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
We just got a lesson in how it happened, Snoop Dogg. If you didn't know,
hey, but Snoop, this is what I'm trying to figure out. How do two guys have a baby? I didn't figure that one out yet.
They just adopt. Let's go with that.
Thank you.
So let's talk about some entertainment news. There's been some stuff going on around.
Ooh.
And so let's start off with Puffy.
Shout out
Puff
to Puffy.
Daddy.
Free
So
Puff.
the prosecutors for Puffy's case, they recommended 8 years. So they pulled out a bunch of, I think it was either 15. They pulled out at least 15 other cases of people who got convicted with the Mann Act that got real time. So they're pushing for time, the prosecutors. Okay. Obviously, Puff's team said, time served, little 20 months, something light. But they're pushing for him to get at least 8 years, which the judge will probably come somewhere in the middle. So that's coming up October 3rd. So Puffy is not out the news just yet. He's going to be back in the
Trump
news.
And the government got something else they up their sleeves.
Some Epstein files came out today as well. And so I didn't get a chance to look at them. There's so much other stuff going on. But some Epstein files came out today. So, Hot 97, Funk Master Flex, who has been on Hot 97 for years, for like 30 years. He just received the key to the city from Mayor Adams, the entertainer's key to the city. And then he got a promotion the very next day, it felt like. And then kicked out DJ Enough of Hot 97. Now, Flex, fighting for Flex here, Flex says that he would never get rid of DJ Enough. But what he did say, he would never get rid of DJ Enough, and he never messed with anybody's job. But he did say DJ Enough helped get Red Alert fired. So he threw him right under the bus.
Ooh, shout out to the LL Boom Boom.
Yeah, threw him right under the bus. Said Red Alert, they got Red Alert. Him and Angie Martinez back in the day got Red Alert fired. They worked together to get Red Alert fired. So that's how Flex came back with it after he said, enough, I didn't get you fired. I might not have said nothing, but I didn't get you fired, right?
So who got him fired? G-Chat, who got him fired?
I don't know. So that's just what's going on over there. You know who got him fired?
A G-Check is, let me say this. In this industry world, we play, we live, we work. It's a lot of undercover haters out here, and it's sad that, people don't never think when somebody fire you, they never think that people got family to support. You know?
Right. That's the big part. That's the big.
It's like
problem.
We got to really think about sometime before these people we work around, we work with. Sometime you got to think, yeah, I might not like that person, I might not like how he move, but he got a family. And that's the same thing. What I'm saying is G-check Donald Trump. A lot of these people out here you trying to hurt, send to back to their other country, they got kids. It's like people don't care about the kids no more. And in real talk, cause and this is G-check. We need to go into every school and G-check the bullies in the school.
I like that.
First of all, the bullies come from their mother and father. First, that's where it started from, because everything they learn is from their mother or their father. So we got to go check them first.
I like that.
And then we need to sit down with the kids and say to kids, because I had to do it one day, because my little son he's smart, respectful, but he's a little dangerous. He one of them quiet ones. When you push that button, he gonna spaz out. But at the end of the day, I had to tell the kid, his father and mother, please tell your son that my son is not his son. That's not your kid. So at the end of the day, we need to control that, and the teachers really need to pay. They really need to pay these teachers money to add another teacher in these classes that pay attention to these little sneaky kids. They should have one in the front and one in the back where they could watch the whole room to control the bullies. And the same thing when they outside in rec, you should have the teachers, the extra teachers watching these kids, because this is where it goes into the bully. Because once they get that chance, that's where it always happens. That's a G-check.
That's a G-check, and I love that. And we're going to talk about that more when we come back from our last break. About that. I love that, the G-check tour. I love it. We're coming to a city near you. We're coming to a school near you, young people, and because we got to go tell them. So we'll be right back here on Millennium News 24. I'm your host, Jineea Butler, on the New American Perspective, and this is my co-host,
A.B. Butler, Back in the Game Entertainment,
for the G-check, and we'll be right back. We are back here with your New American Perspective and your weekly G-check here on Millennium News 24. It is great to see you. Great to stay in touch with you, good people. So we were just talking about, going to see the kids. I love that, because I think that nobody is talking to the people that are being affected. They're saying, oh, all these people are going to be thrown off of the food stamps. Who? So we can talk to them, so we can get them prepared. All these people being thrown out of Section 8. Who?
That's a G-check.
It's a G-check. Let's talk to them. Oh, we have to go in and the National Guard. On who? Our kids?
Exactly.
I have a problem with that. So I can't stop the National Guard, but I can go stop my kids.
Exactly. That's a G-check.
That's a G-check. So we just talked about Funk Flex and DJ Enough. They got their crazy going on. Then you got Cardi B.
Ooh,
Cardi B was just in it. Cardi B, she stood up. She did her thing. She almost got an assault, though, leaving out of the courtroom, because somebody asked her if the fourth baby's was Offset, and she took a marker and she threw it at him. So she almost got another assault. So be careful, Cardi. They're watching for you. But it was I think a $240 million lawsuit, and she won. She is not liable. She said that, she was in the GYN and the security guard got all smart with her. I don't know what happened. Cardi took the stand. She put some different wigs on. And she won the case.
Shout out to Cardi B. This is a G-check to all the artists that is flaming right now, from the females to the basketball players to the football players. At the end of the day, let me straighten my glasses out. You got to have people around you that pay attention to you. You got to have people around you. It's not on no yes man time. Because at the end of the day, you want to keep a job. You got, like, with these artists, when you working with these artists, you got to look at them like they your son, your daughter, your mother, your father. You got to protect them, put them to the side. When I say protect them, not put the big bodyguards to be there. You got to have somebody that got finesse and know how to calm these people down. You get where I'm coming from? And then to all these artists out here that got these checks, you got to remember this. You ain't nothing but a bullseye, a target. So you got to think. You got to think. Words should never hurt you. Because once some words start hurting you, it's going to come out your check every time, because that's what they do. And it's the same thing. Shout out, Free Puff, the same thing. Everybody want to check. And it's like, and you know they coming at you. It don't matter which way they coming. That's a G check.
That's a G check. I'm going with it. And so, Young Thug,
okay,
out in Atlanta.
Okay.
Now, the case out there, and I'm going to call it the case, okay? The reason why I'm calling it the case is because, Young Thug just got off of a 3-year case. We watched him live. We watched the whole Atlanta be dragged into court and talked about all the murder and mayhem they have caught, and they got most of the people were let go, right? So Young Thug right now is in another crisis, another mess, another, peer-to-peer situation, to where they're calling him a snitch. Okay, they're calling him a snitch because somebody, and I believe that is the prosecutions, somebody is leaking their tapes, all the tapes on Young Thug, and he's on the tapes singing like a bird, telling people, oh yeah, I heard this person shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus and everything like that, talking in the interrogation room for 3 hours with the Popo. Okay? And so now everybody's like, oh my God. Now, if you did not know, people around the world, snitching is taboo in the urban community. And snitching, what that means, it means that you tell on somebody that you potentially did some dirt with. And so what they want you to do, not civilians, but what they want you to do is, if you did the dirt, lie in your dirt. Okay? Don't go tell on the next man. Let them figure it out themselves. Don't go tell, right? But what's happening in this generation, because this is a law from generations previously, what happened in this generation, these kids don't care. Okay? They're getting out of jail. But see, the problem is, don't do the crime
if you can't do the time.
If you can't do the time.
This is a G check. Let me handle that, guys.
Oops.
Listen, the way this world is now, it don't matter. Everybody's a snitch to somebody. It don't matter if he is or he's not. There's a lot of hate going on because somebody doing incredible. Somebody always saying, and me personally, I thought, when you was a kid, your mother say, a woman is a woman, a man is a man. A lot of these dudes out here now, that's all they talk about. And then your mother and father always say, if it ain't your business, mind your business. But these days, nobody don't know how to mind their business. They in everybody else's business but a casket. So I'm saying is, to the brothers out there and the sisters, do what you do, mind your business, and real talk. The real ones out here is living. They said the real ones is the real ones. No, the snitches is the real ones, because It don't matter who snitched, they still gonna deal with them. There's so many dudes walking around, his agents, they don't care, they rock with him. So what's the problem of everybody a snitch? That's a G check.
So is it a problem or is it not a problem?
What I'm saying is because it is a problem, it ain't a problem. Because at the end of the day, you don't know who's snitching. But if somebody don't like you, you know Jineea is a snitch.
Yeah, I believe that.
So it's like everybody just say something and then some people just walk away from it because at the end of the day, you know who you are and you know what you did. And that's a G check.
Okay, well, drama, okay? I used to work on Rikers Island. So I got good lessons in what a snitch is, what to do. And obviously that whole system has been breaking down and they give too many reasons. Now they're to the point that if you don't tell us what you know, we're giving you 35 years.
And a lot of them can't do that. A lot of them can't
35 years?
A lot of them can't handle it.
Right now? Okay, so what had happened was, can I get that cheeseburger and can I get that french fries? Now, if you don't put yourself in that position, guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to snitch. So what I'm saying is, don't be the tough guy.
It's a lot of them.
In the beginning.
It's a lot of them.
Don't be the tough guy, young thug who wore a skirt. I never was with that anyway. When he put on the skirt for me, I blacked out. I never heard about him until the trial again. I didn't even know what songs was his because I don't want to hear it. Why did you put on the skirt? So now, but I want to say that this case is ingenious because now the prosecutors, if you remember our girl, Fonnie Willis, right? Mm-hmm. She now breaking up the whole squad. Oh, we didn't get them this way to put them all in jail for a long time, but the squad is broke down. So you got YSL Woody that he just banged his.
He knocking on the door.
He just banged his head up.
We gonna wrap it.
He just banged his head up on the ground and everything like that. You got YSL Woody. He's doing that. And so Atlanta is in disarray. So we're going to see what happens with them. So before we shout out your guy, Ron Stewart.
Shout out Ron Stewart, Warner Brothers.
Okay. He's doing his thing. He's been one of the top for how long?
For a long time. Good guy right there. Real one. Yeah.
Shout out Mark Mann in Atlanta as well. Shouting out to him and making sure that Intend to Inspire. If you need something to inspire somebody, check out Intend to Inspire and get your shout out. Maybe I'll wear a shirt next week. My interfere. Don't let your interfere, right? Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up today, and I hope you enjoyed our show. Yes. And next week, Ray J, we're going to check your G because we're hearing that you in the shower and you doing this, that, and third, running around in your drawers. So somebody get a hold of Ray J, and we will see you next week. That is a G check.
G check.